Hello everyone, I am Arvinder Kaur and I welcome you all to our Balajee online classes, in which today I am going to illustrate you chapter number 10 of science. The name of the chapter is Air, Water and Weather. Air is the earth atmosphere. We are surrounded by air. We cannot see it but can feel the air when it blows. Moving air is called wind. It has no color or no smell. Air has an indefinite shape and volume. Air is a matter as it has weight and as it has mass and weight. Now our next topic is factors affecting the weather. The main source of heat for our earth is the sun. We all know that when the sun rises, it is the day and it sets just before the night. We also feel the difference in the temperature of the day and the night. The days are warm in comparison to the nights. The rays of the sun falls on the earth during the day and make it hot. At night our earth does not get sunlight, so it is cool. Now we will discuss the tilted axis of earth. In the morning and in the evening, sun rays fall in a slanting position on the earth, so we do not feel very hot. At noon, the sun is positioned directly overhead, so we feel very hot at noon. Our earth rotates on its axis, which is tilted at an angle. So the half part of the earth is closer to the sun and the other half part is away from the sun. The part of the earth which is closer to the sun has summer because it gets more sunlight and for a longer period of time. The part of the earth which is farther away from the sun has winter. So the days in summer are longer and warmer while in winter they are shorter and cooler. As the earth revolves around the sun, after some time the other part comes closer to the sun and has summer. Thus seasons changes due to the tilted axis of the earth. The next one is hot air is lighter than the cold air. Due to the sunlight, air is heated easily. On heating, air becomes lighter and moves upwards and expands. This is called expansion of the earth. When the air expands, it becomes lighter and it rises up and cold air rushes to replace it. This causes wind and storms. Now our next topic is land breeze and sea breeze. Breezes is often referred to as a gentle to moderate wind. These winds are categorized into two types. Namely means sea breeze and land breeze. Both of these breezes occur near huge water bodies. Though these both take place at the same places, there exist a few differences. Before discussing the differences, let us know what is actually sea breeze and the land breeze. Sea breeze. The breeze that blows from the massive water bodies are termed as sea breeze. These types of breezes normally occur during the summer and the spring season. Now we'll discuss the land breeze. The name says it all. The wind that blows from the land is often called land breeze or offshore breeze. This type of breeze normally occurs during the night and in early morning. Now we will discuss the difference between the sea breeze and the land breeze. The land breeze is shallow, however the sea breeze is deep. The second point is land breezes are normally experienced during the winters and autumns. This is due to the cooler nights. However, sea breezes normally occur during the spring and the summer season. This is due to the consequential differences between land and water. The third point is land breezes pace span from 5 to 8 knots. However, sea breezes pace span from 10 to 20 knots. Hence, both the land breeze and the sea breeze occur near water bodies, but the pace of the land breeze is slower as compared to the sea breeze. Now, our next topic is evaporation. When the water is heated, it changes into water vapor. This process of water changing into water vapor is called evaporation. Water vapor in the air also affects the weather. The heat of the sun causes evaporation of the water from rivers, ponds, wells, etc. This water vapor forms clouds and precipitates into rain. It may also form dew, frost, fog and snow depending on the season. Now, we will discuss the rate of evaporation. The rate of evaporation varies from place to place. There are various factors that affect the rate of evaporation. The first one is effect of wind. Water evaporates faster on a windy day. On a windy day, clothes dry faster. You can do an experiment. Take two wet handkerchiefs, hang one handkerchief in front of a fan and the other one away from the fan. You will find that the handkerchiefs which is placed in front of the fan dries faster than the other one. It proves that evaporation take place faster when the wind blows very fast. Now the second one is effect of heat. Again, you can take two wet handkerchiefs, place one of them in the sunlight and the other one in your room. You will find that the handkerchief which is placed in bright sunlight dries faster than the handkerchief which is placed in your room. It shows that water evaporates faster on a hot day. Now the third one is effect of surface area. Now we will take an experiment of two wet towels. Spread out one towel and keep the other towel in a folded condition. You will find that the towel which was spread out dries faster than the folded one. It shows that water evaporates faster when the exposed surface area is large. Now our next topic is condensation. Condensation is when a gas turns into a liquid. Condensation have been defined to include those reactions in which two molecules are joined together with lots of water. Condensation is defined as the removal of heat from a system in such a manner that vapor is converted into liquid. In the summertime, after working under the sun, when we feel very thirsty, after reaching home, when we take a cold water bottle from the refrigerator, we can notice the small droplets of the water outside the bottle. Small droplets of water outside the bottle. Where did these water droplets come in the bottle? This happens due to a phenomena called condensation. Now we will discuss the different forms of condensation. The first one is rain. The heat of the sun evaporates the water from the water sources such as rivers, ponds, lakes and oceans. The water vapor rises up with the warm air. At a higher altitude, the temperature is low. Therefore, the water vapor condenses the little droplets of water. Those droplets combine together and form clouds. When these clouds passes through the cool air, the little droplets become large and heavy. These water drops fall on the earth as rain. Now we will discuss the second point, that is on a winter morning when we go out and see the grass in the lawn or park, the grass is covered with small water drops. We call these drops as dew. At night the land cools very fast. So the water vapors present in the air near the land condenses on the grass and other objects in the form of dew. The next one is frost. Sometimes when it is extremely cold at night and the temperature falls below 0 degrees Celsius, the water present on the ground freezes and turns into the frost. The next one is fog. When water vapor condenses on dust particle present in the air close to the ground, fog is formed. Fog is seen close to the ground. Sometimes the fog is so dense that you cannot see beyond a few meters. The next one is snow. When water vapor suddenly cools in the air, it freezes into crystals of ice which is called snowflakes. These snowflakes fall on the earth as snow and we call it snowfall. It occurs in very cold places like mountains. The next one is hailstone. Sometimes when the cloud's temperature reaches below 0 degrees Celsius, water droplets freeze and forms little balls of ice before hitting the ground. These ice balls are called hailstones. Now our next topic is water cycle. When it rains, most of the rainwater goes back into the river, lakes, ponds and oceans. This water again evaporates on heating by the sun and moves in the atmosphere in the form of water vapor. Water vapor condenses and form clouds. Water droplets join together and form heavier drops in the clouds. These drops fall back on the ground as rain. This process goes on repeatedly. This cycle of repeated change of water into different forms and again back into the water is known as the water cycle. Now we will discuss the water sources on earth. Rivers, ponds, wells, lakes, seas and oceans are the sources of water on the earth. Rain is the main source of water. When rain falls, some of the water is collected in these water sources. Some part of it seeps into the ground. The water present under the surface of the earth is called groundwater. Now we will discuss about the purification of water. Most of the water available on the earth's surface is not fit to drink. Seas and oceans have salty water. Most of the rivers, lakes, ponds, wells, etc. have polluted water in them. They contain germs and have dirt. Water can contain insoluble and soluble impurities and germs that cause diseases. Water obtained from these sources cannot be used for drinking directly. It must be made fit to drink. There are many ways of purifying water. The first one is sedimentation and decantation. Take some polluted water in a beaker. Keep this beaker in undisturbed for a while so that the insoluble impurities settle down at the bottom. The process of settling down of the insoluble or heavier impurities at the bottom is called sedimentation. Now, pour the clear water from the beaker into another clean beaker, carefully without disturbing the impurities settled at the bottom. This process of separating clear water from insoluble impurities is called decantation. Now, we'll discuss the process of filtration. In this process, we use filter paper to filter the water. Take a jar and fix a funnel with a filter paper cone placed in it. Slowly pour the polluted water through it. Clean filtered water will be collected into the jar. This process is called the filtration process. Water from rivers or lake is cleaned and purified by the waterworks to the cities so that we can use it for our consumption. Many substances like bleaching powder, potassium permanganate, chlorine, etc. are also used to purify water. People use water from rivers and wells in villages which are usually polluted. They should boil it before drinking. Water is very precious. So that's all for today. I hope you have understood this chapter. The notes of this chapter will be uploaded on School Mitra app. Stay safe, stay healthy.